Hey everybody, it's Mitch, and welcome to my next video. Today we have got another Naruto character review, and today's character is A, or Unruly A, the fourth Raikage. Now, as always, spoilers. So if you haven't watched the show, definitely want to go ahead and watch the show first, because there are going to be some with spoilers. So let's get into this. So A, he's an interesting character. We don't learn too much about him directly. We see a lot of him vicariously through other characters, mostly B, but we see him through a few lenses. So he is the son of the third Raikage. The third Raikage, crazy powerful, and A doesn't have the same power level that his father did, although he is a lot faster than his dad, I'm pretty sure. A is pretty much unmatched in speed. The only person who's ever been able to keep up with him and actually exceed him would be Minato Namikaze, the fourth Hokage, Naruto's dad. So he's the only one who's ever been able to outmatch A. And technically, that was only because of a jutsu. His actual speed, not quite, I don't think was quite up to the same level as A's. It's just, he had that transportation technique, which A does not. A's literally just moving really fast, using lightning style to augment his speed. And even without that, he's still really fast. It's just he's crazy fast when it's augmented with lightning style. So this guy, he's got a lot of power. But his speed in battle, that's not the only time he's quick. He's also very quick to act and very quick to judge. The guy is a major hothead who acts incredibly impulsively and really doesn't think through his decisions very well at all. He's known for, it's not even just decisions, he's known for busting through walls just because he's in a hurry, especially when things are crazy. So like, it's like, oh, I got to get there quick. All right, let's bust a hole in this wall. No need for doors. I mean, the guy he's nuts. Like, the guy's a major hothead. We don't get to see too much of the reasons for this. The show never really dives deep into like him as a person. You just get to kind of see the way he reacts to things. So we can't judge him too much because we don't really know his circumstance. But from what we do know, his dad died when he was fairly young. He was probably 20s, I'd guess, based on everything. He never had any siblings, not blood related. So when he was a young man, they did a search to try and find a tag team partner for him. Because that's kind of the custom in the land. So they decided to do that, and B ended up being chosen, who was much younger than him. B was just a kid, and he tried to so he made friends with B, and they became really close, just like brothers. So they had that, and they got really close, but A made a decision after his dad died to not let B leave the village because B was a Jinchuriki, and he never really understood B. He never really learned, got to understand him, which was kind of one of his major downfalls. He did run into Naruto's dad, Minato, and Minato recognized this in A, but A never figured it out, or at least not for a really long time. But A, he's crazy strong, and let's see, he values power above all else. When he thought B died, he quickly rushed to action to avenge B without really thinking of anything else. When Naruto tried to stop him by literally just begging, A told Naruto that, hey, no, Shinobi don't lower the head like that. That's a sign of weakness. crying like this isn't going to get you anywhere. Like, A really showed that he didn't really have a lot of sympathy, and Naruto's desperate acts for peace, they fell on deaf ears with A, because A he could only understand power in military might. So that he had a really closed and hardened heart. He wasn't a bad guy by any means, but he was very stubborn and, refused to see the world any different than what he believed. Just so happened that what he believed wasn't particularly bad. So, and he'd had a relatively normal, stable upbringing. So, he didn't. That's why he wasn't a bad. He didn't go to evil or anything. He was raised by his dad to take over as Raikage. He was trained to be a leader, and to show strength in his person. So that was a big thing with A. So yeah. Then when you see him get to the Five Kage Summit, which he was the one who called, and he called it in response to B being killed, or at least he thought B was killed. Well, when he got there, they were having discussions, and things weren't quite going their way. People brought up B, is what happened, and that triggered him, and he got mad and he punched the desk, and everybody, all the other shinobi bodyguards swooped in to like attack, ready to attack him, until all the other Kage told him to step off, and the situation, the tenseness died down. So that happened. So he showed, his quick temper right there. Then again, he shows it when he finds out that when they're deciding to have the Hokage lead the forces, A is refusant of this. Then again, when pretty much immediately after that, Zetsu shows up and just announces that Sasuke broke in, which is absolutely crazy. Things are getting absolutely ridiculous at that point. A just ran over, just pummeled him, grabbed him by the throat, and just was like, he just strangled the life out of him. He said he was going to give a hint as to where Sasuke was, and right when after he said that, A just crushed his throat and killed the guy because he didn't want to hear it. And even the Mizukage was like, "Hey, we could have got valuable intel out of him." Gaara quickly said, "No, they never talk." Although he was going to say something that might have proved useful, although it may have also been misleading. But A didn't want to hear it. He killed the guy before we even had a chance to talk. They then tracked down Sasuke, and when he realized Sasuke was below him, he just punched a hole through the floor. In fact, when he left, he punched a hole through the wall. Like, the guy just punched holes in this building. Like, this is a samurai's building. It's not his house at all. Like, he is a guest here, and he's just busting the place up without any regards for anything. And after he falls down and he starts to fight Sasuke, initially it's Jugo and Suigetsu jump in and ends up fighting Jugo originally, who's in his enraged form and can take a couple hits from the Raikage, although he takes some serious damage because of that. Like, the Raikage hits hard. Like, even Jugo was really feeling it after. And when Jugo hit him with his full strength, like, it just slowed him down a little, which was enough for Sasuke to do his thing and take out C. But anyways, back to A. Like, after that all went down, Sasuke ended up fighting against A, and A just body slammed Sasuke. And if it wasn't for Sasuke releasing partial Susanoo, Sasuke would have been toast, but the Susanoo protected him. Then A went in for another attack, and Sasuke puts the Amaterasu on the Susanoo to try and protect himself from A's attacks, making it so that if A were to attack him, the Amaterasu would hit him. And he's like, you know what? No. And he just punched him, just gave him a solid left hook as hard as he could, and really just let Sasuke have it, sacrificing his left arm in the process. Like, this guy he wanted Sasuke dead so bad, he was willing to sacrifice his own left arm to do this. And it gets even crazier than that, because after he attacked him with the left arm, he went in to go kick him with one of his legs, with like this suplex move while Sasuke's on the ground, which probably would have killed Sasuke. Sasuke was using his Inferno style to make it sure that A would lose a limb in the process, but at the same time, like, this guy was literally willing to sacrifice an arm and a leg just to kill Sasuke. He probably would have given more than that. He probably would have sacrificed anything in order to kill him, because he was just that steeped in vengeance for the loss of B. And B wasn't even dead. He didn't know that, but turns out B wasn't even dead. And he was, willing to go that far in order to get vengeance, which honestly is very similar to Sasuke in a lot of ways. So even if he had taken out Sasuke, he would have likely just become Sasuke in the process, which, not exactly great. So that he ended up not losing the leg, because Gaara stepped in and blocked A's attack, also blocking Sasuke's attack in the process, so that neither took any damage. He used his stand, of course, and that was absolutely insane. But it just goes to show just how far A was willing to go, like, absolutely insanely far. Now, after this whole mess ended, and he turned out B was still around, and B actually had control over his tailed beast, unlike Naruto. Plus, with the whole mess with Danzo, they decided that they were going to name A as the supreme commander of the Allied force, and they actually let Gaara lead the front lines. But so A stepped up and took on that role, which, okay, so he had kind of proven himself a little with that, and he did prove himself in battle with that, to like stay back and not join the front lines until it was really needed, to leave it to the troops and all that, to just chill at HQ. So he did that for the most part, other than the fact that he did leave when Naruto and B escaped to try and stop them. However, they did manage to escape, mostly because they were allowed to escape, when B finally managed to get through to A and show him, hey, I'm worthy. Like, B proved himself to A and showed him that, hey, what I've always wanted was just show respect. I didn't care about any of that other crap. And yeah, so with that, he did allow B and Naruto to escape. Tsunade had changed sides pretty quick after that too. I mean, she'd already pretty well proven that she had been on Naruto a long time ago. Took a little bit more convincing for A though. Mostly showing him that, hey, I've inherited some of my dad's powers. The guy that can actually match you in speed, as well as I'm a lot like B. B managed to take him out with a lariat, or knock him down with his lariat. Showed that his lariat was stronger than A's. So A did eventually relent. And of course, A then engaged with the 5 Kage against Madara, which was an absolutely insane fight. So yeah, and A didn't even have his left arm, because he permanently lost it because of Sasuke. So yeah, A's certainly an interesting character. I mean, the guy he's a major hothead. We don't really he's got a quick temper. He acts impulsively, but he is a leader when it comes right down to it. Like at the end of the day, his first priority is to his family and to his village. Like that's another major reason why he's not a bad guy. Like he's not looking out for number one. He's looking out for, those he cares about. Um, I think the fact that he ended up not being dead is another thing that prevented him from turning evil. Because honestly, I think he might have gone down the path of vengeance when he thought B was dead. So, yeah, Unruly A, man, this guy, he's something to tell you. He's definitely a character. He's one of the Kage that we see more of. Not nearly as much as the Hokage or the Kazekage, but see more of them than like the Tsuchikage or the Mizukage. So, yeah, his lightning style is crazy powerful, super fast. Another point, you saw him with Tsunade, and he actually managed to beat Tsunade in an arm wrestle using speed, because Tsunade's got ridiculous strength. His is quite powerful too, but he wouldn't have been able to beat her in a contest of strength alone. But instead, he allowed her to take the edge for a little bit by push his hand away and then quickly slam it back. Like he knows how to use speed to his advantage, even in a contest of strength like an arm wrestle, because there is some skill involved to that, and he took advantage of it. The guy's quite interesting. He's a very, very formidable foe, or powerful ally, depending on which side of him you're on. Yeah, and he is a capable leader. It's just, man, when his emotions get out of control, like, dude acts before he thinks. He's very impulsive when he gets emotional, which you can relate to. Anyways, that's really all I have to say about Unruly A. If you guys have anything you guys want to add, feel free to leave something down in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, consider giving it a like. If you haven't already done so, consider subscribing to the channel, to catch more of these videos. And, maybe ring the bell so you can get those notifications. But anyways, as always, I'm Mitch. I'll be seeing you.